Hi everyone, it's Caroline. Thanks for dropping in today. I'm so happy to see you. I'm happy to meet you. I am working on some unfinished projects and I thought that it would be fun to, and I haven't thought this out. Now I have my multi one-page tucks and pockets that I had made, and I do have a video or two. I'll share those with you. But what I want to do is, because I made all of these, and I made more, but I've used them in some of my my current journals that I'm working in. But these ones I kept over to the side, just had them in a bundle. But I also have this piece of paper, which is one of my very first collages, and I am going to be using it today in some capacity with my one-page pockets. And what had happened here is I had taken a piece for something else, so I used a piece of book page to make it back into a square. And you can see where the piece was taken out. Some of my Hollywood magazine, and I put this in here. I think I was going to make this into, well, it was folded, so I was making it into some kind of a journal cover that I hadn't used yet. What I thought was I would combine these and somehow make these into a journal. I think that'll be really fun. I don't know how I'm going to execute that yet. So I thought I'd take you along with me and see what I can come up with. I have this pocket, and none of these have been used in my own personal journaling. I made them and left them to be. This one has a hole in it. That's okay. I think I knew that. So I'll use the ones that can open and I'll put them together. And these were all, as I'm looking at these, they were made with my own papers that I had printed from photographs, from my own photographs, book pages that I had eco-dyed. This is from a music sheet, and I think this was this was a Happy Mail music sheet. Lots of fun pages. This is from one of my magazines. I made that into a multi-flippy pocket. Okay, so I've got a few here. Oh, and then these ones, this one I actually was trying to open it up, but it doesn't. I had closed it together, so it's not an open one. Neither is this one. This one. Okay, so these ones are standalones. I don't know how I'm going to use those. And I wanted to use this for the cover. I thought it would be fun, but because these are so thick already, even if I only use these, if you put these into the middle, there's not room for to put anything else in here, even though they already have tags. But you wanted to add some of your own ephemera. I'm going to take this apart in the middle. I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to add something that I can attach these to. Okay, my husband's doing the chainsaw. He is on the hillside cutting some trees that need to come down. Pardon the interruption. I have this in my scrap basket, and it's a tea stained or coffee stained, or a combination of both, piece of file folder. And I'm going to do these individually. I'm going to do the pamphlet stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 5 to sew in. These ones, I don't know how I'm going to do them. I don't know how I'm going to attach them yet. Rather than cut a section, I'm going to attach these, and then I'll cut what I don't need, because I'll be overlapping, and I'm not going to use the sewing machine. Using my very light pink waxed thread, because I did use it on this one, so I thought, well, I'll just keep it consistent. Now, don't need that much. This will be a fun experiment. I haven't done anything like this before. I'm positioning this with a little bit extra on the side. I'm not making any holes. I'm going to just take my needle. I'm going to do this, and I'll do a voiceover if I have to. trying to keep it a little bit in a straight line, and I will come through here. Go that way. I'm going to keep this in a straight line here. Try to. Because this one already has a stitch in here, I'm going to do 3 on this one. They might not all have 3. Let's go over here. I'll do a grungy one next. Put 2 holes. I'm going to go here and right here. This pocket, I didn't close any of the flaps because I wasn't sure how I wanted to use this. Sew it in this way, and then I can glue this down and I can glue the other side. Poked my holes, did a little bit of a mark. So let's see what we have so far. We have the first one, second one, three, and 4. Fun. And I have my last folded one. And you can tell by my positioning of the holes that they're not straight. And I don't mind. What I need to do now is figure out how I want to put these in. If I would have thought this out a little bit ahead of time, I could have spaced these out so that they were in between and not all the same, but that's okay. It's going to be fun anyway. I just don't know how I'm going to put these in yet. I think I have an idea. I will hinge it. So I'll have all the hinges on the back side. Because I don't think a hinge will fit in here. Hard to say, but I don't think so. Because then I'll have to glue or do something on There, that's okay. I'm going to do it like that. Now I have to think of how I'm going to do the hinge. Oh, I think I'll just start tearing some papers. It's coffee stained. Just going to make some strips. It's from an old agenda that I had taken apart. They're not going to be large strips. Just going to take a few off here. Winging it. This color does go nicely with this. See if I can lift this up a little bit. And that will glue on there. Could go up or down or in the middle. I think I'll go, I'm just going to pick a spot here. Fabric, you can use your tape. Make your own tape like this. Actually, maybe I'll do a paper one. Kind of the same as when I made my paper wallets, and then I wanted to use them, make a journal with them. That's what kind of gave me this idea. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking, well, if you don't try it, you'll never know. And if you don't like it, you don't ever have to make it again. I think it'll be fun, different. Next time I do one of these, if I ever try this again, I would definitely stagger my pockets. But I think that'll be fine. Okay, so I almost glued that right down. I think I'll just glue this to the outside. Put this on here. That goes like that. Now, because this one is flapping, so what I'll do is I'll trim that. And if I want to add something here, after I can, because now I have this empty space, so I can do that. Once that's dry, it'll be stronger. I can come over here and add a little piece of washi tape if I want to later. I think for now I'll just let it be the way it is. Another pocket. I put that over here. Glue for now, and it could turn into some extra fabric or tape. Like that. Going to use my clothespins for a little reinforcement. And then in here, go like that. So if I have these two left, I will use them. This is where I start thinking of what is it going to look like. Getting closer to the finished basic make, and you can embellish. I think I'm going to stagger them. This one's going to go up here and the next one's going to go lower. Nothing to lose. Something a little different. And I will put it on the outside because I want to have my threads exposed. Well, this is such a very unique, individual, and unconventional way of putting a journal together. We all do that. We just make it our own. Create what makes you enjoy the process. Got one little strip left, which is perfect. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to double it up, make it a really thick one. Just close that off. Oh, I even have a piece of tape here to hold it together. I love that. Okay, so this one's going to go, I'm going to go this way on this one. It's great because you can hinge on the inside of your page, on top of your page, I mean, or on the outside, wherever it fits the best for you. Love it. I'm going to, just going to take this off for now. So here is the cover. I'm placing my pages to see how far I have to glue it on. To not have too much excess. And I just using the clips, that's pretty good. I'm gonna put a line there so I can take it apart. Be a lot easier. There. Smooth this out a little bit, because I'll be able to get better tack. Better tack. Make sure that I have that the right way. I'm going to add a little more glue here and right here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sew around. That's what I'll do. I will use a zigzag. I'm going to do a dense zigzag stitch all the way around once I have at the very end, because what I want to do right now, I just thought of that, instead of trimming, that'll help to keep everything together because my edges are lifting. I'm going to add some fabric right here. I was going to do tape, but I think I'll add fabric because then it's not all paper, which is fine anyway, but I think that's what I want to do. That's the perfect length. Okay, so that is very unplanned. Oh, I have a button on here. That would be fun to incorporate the button. I don't need a huge amount, so I'll give myself that. Just gonna finger press it. I like where that button is because now I'm thinking to close it, I'll use this to attach it. Oh, maybe I'll do it like that. Yeah. Okay, so I'll use some of this. And then I'll be able to sew over top of this one. So I'll use the seam as my guide first. To do it right there. I have my threads here that I want to keep. But I'm also thinking it would be good to cover this because it would keep it tight and stop the holes from ripping, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to glue this on. I'll give myself some space in here. I can feed these through first. And then I'll be able to have my threads. And I'll add the other little fabric. Well, this was a very unexpected, fun way to do the spine of this journal. My one-page multi-pocket journal. I'll have some texture there from the threads. I'm going to put my pages the opposite way so that I'm flat. Same method as before. Well, that'll be so fun. I'll use this button as my closure. And I have these threads hanging. I love it. I will sew around the edge of the journal, but I'm going to try and round my corners. I'm going to attach a little closure here. Somehow I'll share with you when I finish it. Here's the finished journal that I just put together with scraps. This was complete scraps from start to finish. There's the cover that I repurposed one of my first collages. There's the back. I used a zigzag stitch to edge it. For the spine, I covered it with scrap fabric. I made this quick. This is my attempt at making a quick buttonhole because I wasn't sure how to secure this, and I wanted to do something with a hand stitching so I could take it out as it grows. I imagine it'll grow and I'll have to do it back here, so I just did it like that for now. And then what I did was I did a quick stitch here on the inside of it. Used a piece of dyed file folder to attach and make the spine, which I did after I put all my little tiny signatures in, which are my 1 sheet multi-pocket You can use them for pockets, you can use them as little booklets, little journal inserts. Some of them I've already embellished a bit, but I'm going to use this for journaling, embellish more because I only did a few of them. And it was the video I'll link below, and it was to show how you can use any type of paper. This was scrapbooking paper. I have music paper. I have regular copy paper. And I also have magazine. This is eco-dyed old Reader's Digest paper. So I have just every kind of paper. I also have newspaper. Made some hinges here for these ones. Oh, and this is scrapbooking paper. This was a 12 by 12. And I made this. And it has there's a lot of pockets going on. This was also some eco-dyed gardening book. And this was some more of my eco-dyed Reader's Digest design. And I wanted to leave my wax thread because I think I'll try. If I don't do anything on here, I even like the look of this. I might just put some knots, maybe just a couple of beads. I wanted a few options. And then I can use I did make this quite tight right now because I just sewed it with my needle and thread. The button was already on this scrap piece of fabric, so I used that as my inspiration. And I just stitched it by hand to make a quick one that I can take apart and then make it a little bit bigger as this grows, because I will be able to extend it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. Hope you found some inspiration. Get creative with all your fun leftovers, your scraps, your old collages that maybe you don't know what to do with. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. Always stay adventurous and be cozy. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.